Good day, Aussie Bonsai Bloke. How you going? Hello, Leo. Hey, buddy. Hello. Hey, how was your day, bud? Beautiful boy, hey? Yay. Alright, so just finished a day of work. Let the dogs out so they're out mucking around. Now, today we're just going to repot this box, put it in a new pot. This pot's too big, this pot's too small, but I don't really have anything else apart. Well, no, that's about all I got, so yeah, I might need some new pots. But anyway, so we're just going to make do and see. It would look better aesthetically if it was in here, so we'll try to get it in here, but if we can't, it's going to be in that one. And you know, time will tell how healthy it's going to be. Let's just get a bin out here. Time will tell how it recovers within the next few weeks. If it puts on more growth, should be fine, because if you have a look now, we are getting new growth on it at the moment. You're right in the way of the tripod there, buddy, but we love you, so we'll put up with it. Aren't you? Hey, what's that naughty thing there? Right. So let's rake it out. Have a bit of a look. Pull it out the container, I guess. See what we got. Oh yeah, so it's got heaps of beautiful new roots. And yeah, she's just starting to move. And I'll try not to get it on the poor puppy dog. I just want to see what I think I can reduce it to safely. I really don't see it getting into there without a big risk. So if I plan on selling this one in a month's time, I don't think it's a risk that we should take. And if anyone that's watching buys it, well, if you think the pot's too big, which it is, I'm happy for you to repot it next year, or you can let the tree grow into that pot. But it'll still look pretty damn good anyway. So let's put a wire. We're going to wire it in. I'll work back here. I'm going to do a bit of a clean up in my messy old shed here. Yeah, I'll wire it in for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Don't have to worry about it going flying out in your car. So let's get the wire in. Yep, got screens in, the wire in. We're still going to take our slice of cake off the bottom. You know, just easy, trouble-free bonsai. That's what we're up to. If I thought at all it was risky to the tree, I wouldn't do it. So that's why I'm not going in that small pot. And I don't see a problem with just trimming off the bottom like this. The boxes are extremely hardy. I don't know what box it is. That's why I haven't said whether it's an English box, Chinese box, I don't know. Could be African box, could be any box. So I'm going to give it a little rake out. Rather than set up the high pressure cleaner, I'm just going to rake it out a little bit. Depending on the variety of tree you got, like these boxes do rake out pretty well. They're pretty clean sort of roots, and they smell quite nice, these boxes. Wouldn't suggest eating this box, but it is pretty good as far as a box goes. Right, let's put a bit of soil in the bottom. Mound her up quite nicely there. Yeah, I'm not sure whether this box would be poisonous if you ate it. I don't know, you'd have to do some research. Right, so we're pretty much ready now. This is where I say if you trim it, if you do brush it out, you end up just cutting it all off anyway. Look at this. So now I'm going to find myself just chopping it all off. And that's why I say just take off your slice of cake and don't worry about it. Certain trees like a juniper where, you know, one root that snakes around the pot could be half the tree. So if one root snakes around the pot, could be half a tree on a juniper, you have to worry about it, but not on something like a box, because yeah, they just put out a heap of fine roots, and all the roots help support the tree, not just one side. Right, so now we've got to decide where we want the front. So let's go back a bit. I don't know, a bit dodgy camera work here, Sammy. Okay, so I feel like that there's a good back with this branch here. It's got really nice branching on this tree, beautiful branching. There's branches everywhere to choose from. I'm pretty happy with all of the branches on here, to be honest with you. I don't think any of them are an issue to leave on there. I would probably leave them all if it was my tree, or if I was keeping this tree. I'll also, what I'll do is, because we've got some good roots on this tree, so if we decide that's the front, lean it forward a little bit towards the viewer, so that just makes it look a bit nicer. We've got some good roots here, spreading out here. So what I might do when I wire this one in, if you don't wire your tree in, it doesn't really matter, but is I've stabbed it through. I'll try and stab it through the middle of the root ball. Okay, and then come out the other side, but under the roots. Because if I'm to put it over the top of the roots, we could end up squashing or marking, or even cutting off the circulation to one of the good ones. So we've got to try and get it through here somehow. I don't know. It's been a bit of an issue. If it doesn't feel like it's going to... bugger it. You know what? I'm just going to put it over this back edge where there's no good roots there. It's just fighting me. There's some good roots there, but then after that it's all hair, so you can't really get a good bite in just the hair. So to wire it in, I'm going to just do it over the top of the back of these hairy ones, because through the middle it just pulls straight through. Pull hard, wind down. Before you get it fully settled, let's just choose, you know, where we kind of like it. So I think that bit looks good. Now, do we want it more to the left or more to the right? I feel like more to the left, with the bigger space on that side, is going to look more attractive. Slightly forward in the pot. And what about the rotation? Maybe there somewhere. So let's just nip her up one last time at that. So pull out, wind down, pull out, wind down. Chop off the excess. Throw that in the bin. Now, it's not my overly solid one not my best one to wire in as far as what I've done before, but it'll do. It's solid enough. It'll survive a pretty decent car journey. Maybe not a crash, so probably not a good idea to crash with this sitting on the back seat. Because we haven't got any big air pockets in there to try and get soil into, because we've just sort of shaved off the sides and the bottom, you know, I'm pretty happy and confident just to push it in by hand. Pretty okay with that. Unless you got some big air pockets underneath, or a root system with big air holes, pushing it in with your fingers is generally pretty fine. You can tease around roots like that and try and get more in there, but this one's fine. It's got plenty in there. Right. So there we go. We've got it to that point. Maybe take a little bit off the edges just so we can put some nice moss on there without the water washing off every time we water it. Potting soil I'm using is just some, this is potting mix mixed with perlite. Normally I do the kitty litter, but I've run out. I'm going to have to get some more. And then we're going to moss it. Put some nice big sheets of moss on this side where we got this big open void area. So it's going to look really nice, like a lawn under a tree or something. And then you want to put some small bits in and around these nice roots and leave them, you know, reasonably exposed so that we can show them off, basically. Yeah, so just trim the root ball down to size, wire it in, put your mesh screens in. It's not overly complicated. Nothing to be scared about if you haven't repotted a tree. There's nothing to be scared about as far as a bonsai. Just get in there and do it. Especially if it's something like these very hardy trees, or deciduous when you do it at the right time of year in spring. If you watch this video, a lot of your deciduous are starting to get on the limit of being late, but I wouldn't hold it against you if you did it this week or maybe next week, but I wouldn't push it too far past then. They're about to start pushing out pretty hard, and then they're going to need to be left alone. My first original bonsai I ever got, that's already starting to shoot out. A ash tree. An ash tree. I think it's a mountain ash. Got it from old Barry on Anzac Highway. He's shut down now, but that's where I got my very first tree with old Phil. Another thing, you'll be seeing Phil soon. Me and Phil going to the bonsai show together. He's gonna go down with me, and we're gonna do a video, so that'll be pretty fun. Do a yearly video with Phil. And see what mischief we can get up to and what we can buy, I suppose. I'll probably be looking for some pots, to be honest. I'm running out. This pot would be fine for this tree. It's just, if you really, in an ideal world, I probably would have put this into a glazed pot. But we don't have a glazed pot. It's an evergreen, you know, so an evergreen is still okay in a brownish pot. Well, brown pot, Sam. Really brown pot. So it's okay-ish, I think I was meant to say. Because it's evergreen, deciduous, really rough bark deciduous you probably could. But a really nice, elegant deciduous you probably wouldn't want to. This one's, I would say fairly elegant, so, you know, like I say, probably would have been better off in a glazed pot, but we make do, don't we? Bonsai is about make and do. And it can just show you how cheap and simple bonsai can be, because I didn't pay a lot for this tree, and I didn't pay too much for the pot either. Probably 20 bucks for the pot, 30 bucks, and I probably spent 20 bucks on the tree one year, and I've done a bit of trimming on it since for a couple of years probably. And here we go. Got a little bit of leftover moss. Just like that, the tree is fully repotted. Give it a bit of a water. I won't water it too hard for now. I'll just give it a few light waters, just so I don't wash this bloody moss out that I've just put in. Okay. And then I'll squash the moss in once I've watered it. And over the next couple of weeks, this moss will really take hold and fill in, you know, some of the sand patches in the moss and make it look like it's been on there for 10 years. So, the illusion of age. Right, a bit more. You can see it's washing some of the sand and the muck out of the wash already. Out of the wash. Some of the sand and the moss. Sand and the moss? Sand out of the moss already. You idiot. You idiot, mate. I swear I've got dementia. Right. There we go, guys. So we'll put it on the turntable. Give you a bit of a spin. Bit of a rushed video. I'm a bit out of time today. That's why I haven't done any breaks or anything, or I've been a little bit frantic and all over the place. It's a bit of a rushed video, but I wanted to get another one out this week, and I needed to repot this one to give it time to establish to be sold, unless it cries out to me and wants to be kept. But hey, anything sells for the right price. So you can see the pot's slightly big, but you know, in person it doesn't look stupid. Probably a pot in between the two would have been perfect. Smaller pot would have been good if it wasn't in such a deep pot to start with, because I just don't want to cut that many roots off in one go. Give it a spin. Give you guys a bit of a close-up. Let's try and get you a bit closer. No, I did get you off the tripod. Leo, you're right in the way again. You are so cute, buddy. I love you. All right, come on. Let's get over here and give it a spin. So you can see she's looking pretty cool. And there you go. Pretty good. Got some really good bones to it. No worries. Cheers for watching Aussie Bonsai Bloke and Mr. Leo. The other three are a little bit camera shy. Alright, no worries. Like, share, subscribe, tell your mates about the channel, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.